What's going on, everyone? This is Ryan from Ryan and Crystal's Reviews, and today, really excited about this. Got in the 501st Battalion Clone Trooper Deluxe. Super pumped about this one. Haven't had a Stormtrooper or a Clone Trooper in my collection now for a while. Happy to get this one. It's awesome that he got released. You see the great box art here. I love that they've added this sticker here, and of course now we have the little sideshow Hot Toys ribbon right here that's got Star Wars on it. It's got a cool picture of the figure right there. It looks really good. And then on the side here, you've got the you've got a full view of him with the long rifle there. On the back, we've got all the cool warnings and credits and all that cool stuff. And then on this side, it's just kind of plain. You got TMS 0, 2, 3. So that is something to keep in mind. This is the TV series, not the movie Masterpiece series. This is television Masterpiece series. So we're gonna pop the box top off. And we see the cool card here with, he's got the sentry gun in his hands. Hopefully he can hold the sentry gun. If you all recall back years ago from the First Order Trooper, the heavy gunner, he couldn't hold it. And it was a big issue, had a lot of problems with it. So hopefully he's gonna be able to hold that. So we'll check that out here shortly. So first impressions, still in the box, is awesome. Blown away, how cool this looks. We got our accessories right here. There's the heavy gun. We've got a couple thermite bombs. We've got a backpack. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 sets of hands. We've got the Socatano Helmet that she, now I haven't seen this episode where she actually does this. I'm catching up on my Clone Wars, so I'm gonna be a little bit behind. But then we have the regular first clone version. So then let's take this out because there is a clamshell underneath. And then we've got the jetpack. We've got the fire thrusting effects. And then we've got a couple long rifles here and a shorter blaster rifle. And then your base, and we got a dynamic stand, which is really cool. I'm glad that they added the dynamic stand because, you know, it's always nice to be able to take, especially figures that fly, and, you know, be able to put them in flying style poses. So since he has a jetpack, you know, you don't want to just have him on the stand with a jetpack and that's it. We want to be able to see him in the air, flying, things like that. So let's go ahead and get this out. Take this clamshell off and we will take out the long blaster rifle. Get another one. Get a shorter one. These are just, the detail on these things are awesome too. Check out his jetpack. The thruster effects are long. Dynamic pole. Whoop, we have something that just popped off. I think that was the screw for the, yes it was. So the screw popped out of there. So that's something I'm gonna have to watch because I don't think that is gonna seat in there. So no, it's not. That's how that was made. It was not made properly. The washer is missing on mine. Oh, it's right there. So I will mess with that in a little bit. So as you can see, we don't always get everything in perfect primo condition. Sometimes we have to improvise and do stuff like that, which is no big deal. For a Hot Toys collector, you all know, you guys are Hot Toys collectors, things break and you got to fix them sometimes. So, all right, so let's get him out. So first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use my knife here and we'll cut these. Cut these, and we'll cut this one. Stop trying to bump the camera. There you go. So here's his accessories pack. We'll set that aside so we can get him out. Take the clamshell off, and first impressions are phenomenal. I love the different little detailing here of this, the rough, you know, distressed style look. It's got some wear on it. It's got a cool feel to the suit itself. And we'll leave those for later. All right, let's get him out of here. So it doesn't have a lot of weight to him because, I mean, he's mostly, you know, the lighter plastic. I do like that these are able to slide off fairly easy. You know, from my other reviews, watching my other reviews, I struggle with some of those sometimes. So he's got a little bit of cloth underbody with this suit. It's kind of that stretchy fabric cloth style material. And then of course the hard outer shell on here, which looks really nice. And you can see the helmet there. Zoom in there for the helmet a little bit. So that looks really cool. And of course he's got two other helmets. So let's get a look at the back here. Look at the back. He's got a couple things here on his belt. And then again, you get this nice distressed wear look to these, to the armor, which looks really cool. I really like that. So let's set him there for now, and we'll get the rest of the stuff out. So this is the first clone style helmet. You can see there, that looks really nice. Looks really cool. That's probably the one I'm going to display him with, just because I like this style with the eye look. That was always my favorite when they introduced him in the Clone Wars. So you see that's where the peg goes. And then we've got the one that Socatano, she blesses, I think that's what it was. And then this is her to symbolize that, you know, they're on her side. Of course, we get an extra set of wrist pegs, which we will throw in the drawer for later if we need them. And then we don't really need to look at the instructions on him, right? Yeah, we might as well. Go ahead and get them off the clamshell, so everything that goes in the box is just the clamshell. That's kind of how I like to have all mine separated, to where everything is out of the box, and I have drawers that I use to separate the different pieces, parts and pieces. So let's take a look here. Tell you what, let's take a look at the jetpack. So there's the jetpack. You can see, really, again, got this distressed look to it. Looks really cool. There's the bottom, and I believe it's just magnetic right there. Yeah, it's just magnetic. So it just, boom, pops right on. It's got what I like what they did here, instead of making it straight up magnet to magnet, they put a little kind of felt soft cushion right there. So when it goes up against, it's not gonna ruin the suit. So if you don't want to pose him with the jetpack, you know, you don't have to. So that looks really cool. I'll tell you what, let's bring him in frame. Let's just set him here in frame so you can get a good look at him. So these we've seen a lot of these before. The first ones I started seeing was with Iron Man, and you put it in his feet and his hands, and they just kind of pop in these bottom ports for the jetpack, and you get that look of him, you know, he's flying with the jetpack, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's first look at his blaster rifle, which has this stand for it, where you can set it up kind of like that. You can see the details on this look really cool. That gunmetal gray style looks really, really nice. The trigger isn't functional, but this is functional. So you can move this up and down. You can set it like that. Got little ends here for the sights. Looks really cool, really nice. And then this is the longer blaster rifle, or this is like more, yeah, I guess. Let's see if the instructions tell us and give us an idea if it calls those something specific, because I don't want to call them something and them not be the proper name. No. So our instructions just give us for the jetpack to switch the head out, the backpack, and the outfit is non-detachable. That's it. That's all we get. So, it is what it is. So, look here. This has got that same gunmetal gray color to it. Finish. Looks really cool. Flip it over on this side. It's like a little scope right there. So, this would be for more long-range rifle. Looks really cool. See there. And then there on the end, that looks really nice. So, it looks really cool. And then another long-range rifle we have this one. Got that same gunmetal gray color. Looks really, really cool. This scope or whatever, I'm not sure what this is. I thought it was a scope at first, but I don't think it is. It is not detachable, so don't try to detach any of that. So none of these slide up and down or have any kind of attachments to it, except that one blaster rifle did. So that looks really nice. And then let's go into the other accessory. And we will look first at let's look at the heavy gun, the Gatling gun style. This looks really cool. So again, these don't move. They're stationary. Nothing on this really moves. Not even this. This doesn't move. So it looks really good. Looks really cool. You get a good close-up look of it there. The details on these things are just phenomenal. That same gunmetal gray color. Looks really cool. So you're going to have him pose one hand here, bottom hand there like that. Let's set that aside. Let's take a look at the backpack. Now what I like about this, it's got this cloth top that is magnetic. So it's going to pop just like that. So you see there, it's got a little magnet right there. And then boop, pops. And then this is actually Velcroed, so you could take this off if you wanted to. On both sides, it's Velcroed. Okay. And then here's the straps. They've got a little bit of play into them, not a lot, so I wouldn't go, yanking on these things too hard. But it looks really nice. You can see it's got that same distressed wear on the edges. They do such a good job on this wear, and I love that logo right there too. But it looks really, really nice. Really, really, really nice. And we'll put it back like that. And then let's look at the thermal detonators before we get into the hands. So here's one. Whoop, there we go. Here's one of the detonators. You see the cool parts right here. The details on that's really cool. They don't light up, unfortunately. That'd be really cool if they did. If you could slide a battery in one of these and get that to light up to where it was signaled that he clicked it on, that looked really cool. And then it's got a little top here that they would push down on, push forward. It would arm it. That looks really cool. So I think this other one, so this other one is just half of one. So it would be cool if you could put a battery in there, because there's enough room there to put one of those small batteries in there to get that to light up, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're going to go into the spare hand. So we get a right and left trigger hand. So you got this same distressed look to it, and got this these black gloves. Looks really nice. And you got your trigger hand like that. That's your left one. And then your trigger hand for your right one. Looks really cool. And then this one is more of him signaling to go forward. See, that looks nice. Got that black glove, the leather glove. It's got a little bit of detail to it. Looks really good. And then again, there's a distressed top for the top of the, to shield his wrist and hand. Again, this is another kind of just pointing finger telling, hey, this is the direction we're going. You see the lines in the glove here, the creases. That looks really cool. Again, that same style, distressed on top. They do such a good job. There's a thumbs up. The glove. These don't move, so don't try to crank them open. And then again, that distressed look. And then an open hand. Looks really cool. There's not a hand, unless, well, I guess these could probably be used. So it's just kind of an open hand. I'd say you'd probably use this for the thermal detonator. I'm not sure. These look to be kind of, yeah, they're the same style hand. Just opposite. So articulation wise, so we get a little bit of, he can look up a little bit. So he looks up about that much, look down about that much. side to side. So this, his head will actually, on this one, it'll go all the way around. So you get really good articulation there. The arm will go up about that much. You're going to see on this shoulder right here, as you go up, you're going to hit the chest piece. So you want to be careful about how you do that. If you're going to try to, you know, if you really got to get his arm up, I would suggest picking this up and then trying to get his arm as high as you can so you don't scrape that or break it. There is a little strap right here that you can kind of mess with a little bit to kind of get this to move up. So then you can, but really that's about as high as his shoulder joint will go. And of course you get the elbow bend, you get a little bit of rotation there. You want to be careful when you're rotating. There's some give here, but you don't want to stretch that fabric too much and then all of a sudden she rips. So again, you get it here, you get a little bit of a bicep swivel, and of course you get your typical up and down, side to side, and then rotation. So ab crunch, this is a Stormtrooper, you know there's no ab crunch, come on. You get a little bit of waist. This will slide a little bit if need be, so you can get him at, I wouldn't push that too much. There's a little bit there, but I wouldn't go crazy with it. If you really wanted to get him kind of turned one way, like if he's holding the heavy artillery Gatling gun, this is about as much as I would go. I wouldn't start pushing it more than that. So legs, you get a nice little click, and again, there's another spot. You want to be careful when you're moving this, the thigh piece up, that it's going to conflict with the utility belt here, so you want to be wary of that. You get a nice, you know, you can hear that. That's cool. That's really good, because in the past that's just been a regular joint. That tells me that it's, you know, pretty firm. And then double jointed knees, and of course as you separate the knee, then the knee pad will separate away from both the hip and then the calf shin protector. So again, this has got another strap here, so you can kind of mess with this a little bit if you want. So that's something to kind of be weary of and watch out for. So since this is a split piece, this guy's going to be movable, so we're going to get a lot of ankle pivot and a lot of, you know, the toe will go down about that much, it'll go up. You're going to get a lot of pivot right there. That's one good thing about when they do the boots, and you know, when you see like Thor's boots or some of the other figures, and then of course Stormtroopers, this piece is separate, so you can really get good articulation there in the ankle. So that's a couple things to watch out for. And then again, I can just kind of shift this up and kind of move it around if I need be. You know, he looks really cool. So let's get him, the head should just pop off. Yep. And then let's get him with the clone. Just pops in. I love this look of this helmet. I've always loved the look of those helmets. I don't know why that is. I just always have. You get a little bit here, a little bit there as well. Again, I wouldn't go getting too crazy with this because you don't want to pull on this under fabric too much. But you get some pretty good articulation there. And you can hear those joints click in place, which is really cool. But I think it looks great like that. So let's go ahead and take this one off. And then let's get him with the Socatano helmet. So again, he looks really cool with this one too. And like I said, you know, you're going to get some up and down movement. You're not going to quite get as much up and down with this one because of the bottom part of the helmet here. I mean, they're pretty, I guess they're similar, yeah. It's pretty much the same helmet, it's just colored like this. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just the way I've got it seated in there, it's not wanting to go up and down quite as much. Let's see what the Clone Trooper, the original, does. And you want to be careful. Yeah, see, I get a lot more with that one because there's no bottom piece, so I can get him to look down quite a bit. And you want to be careful when putting this on because of this piece right here. You could, if you push down on this too much, you might push down this back seam, you might actually break that off. So that's something to be, just to be mindful of. It'd probably take a lot of pressure, but you can see with the other helmet, it doesn't have that. So you want to be mindful of that. So all in all, this is a great figure. I give this figure, this is easily a 9 out of 10. You go watch my Batman video from last night, or from yesterday, excuse me. And I shot it yesterday, I posted it today. I rated that one a 9 out of 10, and I think this figure is just as good. You get a whole bunch of accessories here. I mean, we get 1, 2. Now this is the deluxe version, so I do get an extra gun. You get 3, and then you get this heavy Gatling gun. Of course, then you get your 2 helmets. You get the backpack. You get the launcher, the jetpack. You get these different hands, and you get a couple thermals. And that looks phenomenal. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the stand before we wrap up the video. So, as always, Hot Toys provides the little stand sticker, as I like to call it. So it's pretty much just typical 501st Battalion Clone Trooper. This nice kind of just regular plastic finish. There's nothing too special about it. It's got a nice glossy, sharp, that metal look to it, which I wish that they would go back to that for the Marvel figures, but it is what it is. And then what did I do with the... What did I do? There it is. Oops. I misplaced the stand. For the pole, excuse me. So then this just ports in just like that. And then you get your dynamic stand, so you can have him up and... Oops. Trying to put the screw back in so we can... Actually, I probably don't need that for now. So you can have him kind of up and flying on that jetpack if need be. Actually, that is... Wow. Honestly, that's... The waist grabber is pretty tight even without the screw, so I'll probably just leave it out. But you can see, so this is everything you're getting. Looks really cool. Let's move the camera over a little bit. Just like that. So I mean, this is a lot. This, like I said, this is the deluxe version. He is available on Sideshow right now, and I'm sure available other places. The regular version is not available yet for straight up purchase. You can pre-order him, but they cranked this one out before the regular version, which I thought was kind of odd. I figured we would get the regular version first and then the deluxe version, but I think most people probably pre-ordered the deluxe version more than the regular version, so then they decided they would go with it. In the deluxe version, you do get, so you get this helmet, the gun, and I think that might be it. I think the backpack is also, actually, I think the backpack is also in the deluxe. You get the jetpack, the hands, the detonators, these rifle blasters, and then, of course, the body with this head, that helmet on. So I'm glad I picked up the deluxe. I prefer the deluxe just because of this helmet right here. That's my favorite look for the Clone Troopers. So I really, really like this figure. I think it's a great figure. Another Star Wars home run, another Star Wars win. I'm very happy with it. So that's it for this video. I appreciate you all watching. Please like and subscribe. Please head over to Instagram and follow me on MCU Hot Toys. I appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate the support. We'll see you in the next video.